like the biggest challenge I probably found when I came from Australia to the Philippines was just that in Australia, it is a pretty well-oiled machine. Salaries are really high, and so companies tend to be, pretty effective, and they have a whole lot of technology that helps to make them effective because salaries are just so expensive. You can't have people doing everything for you all the time. But in the Philippines and in other developing countries, that may not be the case, where it's easier to throw people at a problem than to solve it from a technological point of view. And so, when you come to developing countries, you're often kind of frustrated with the shortcomings of what you see in Australia. But I think that it creates the opportunity, right? So, while you can't be grateful for the opportunities that you see in the country and then say, oh, but it's not like Australia. Well, it's not Australia, firstly. And so you need to kind of be real in the different countries in which you want to operate. But I think that I can think bringing your company to another country is probably different to what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is starting a company in another region can really, I mean, coming from Australia and the Australian context and coming to that country can really create a lot of opportunities for you. And the Philippines gets a lot of bad press in the news because the news doesn't like to talk about good stuff. Obviously, bad news sells better than good news, and so the Philippines, by and large, when I see it in Australia, it's normally the bad news. But there is so much that is amazing in the Philippines, and it is an incredible country to create a business, to start a business, to run your business, and so I think if you're going to start a company here, you're probably at an advantage if you're coming from another region, and then you then have to be kind of cognizant of the different cultures and all those sorts of things. Like I don't run our business and manage our staff because I'm very frank. You could probably say I'm very abrasive, and so those things don't go so well in the Philippines. And so I have my business partner and co-founder, Steve, and and he is very strong where I'm not so strong, and so he is the finesse to me being the sledgehammer. And so that's how we've navigated it. And so I think you just have to be aware of kind of being in different countries. It's just very, very different. And I don't know if I really have an answer that's probably a silver bullet. It just really depends on the country in which you're operating, the business that you're operating, and your own shortcomings as a person as well.